Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to HIMediaTV. I'm your host, Evan from HIMediaTV, and welcome back to HIMedia Headlines for today, May the 20th, 2026. So, what's going on today? Game consoles are allegedly pricing themselves out of relevance, and this analysis comes by way of Eric Frederickson from GameSpot, and basically, in a nutshell, to sort of synopsize this a little bit for you. PC gaming has been growing as a market, which, back when I started playing PC games, I was told, don't get a PC, get a console. Console gaming is growing and have less things ported to them. And don't get me wrong, all of this was true. It didn't affect me as much as a PC gamer because I didn't play the latest ball and gun game. I played a lot of RPGs, which were doing pretty fucking well on PC, all things considered. But as time has gone on, and the price of consoles, especially in terms of like getting more power and getting more storage, has increased, people will regularly look at the, PC market and are like, hey, why am I spending $800 on all of the equipment I need to like get this console working and doing what I want it to do, when I could just spend like an extra, $100 or $2, buy a middle of the road gaming PC and the peripheral, plug it into my TV with a keyboard and mouse and call it a damn day. Well, there's the $1 million question right there. And what has ended up happening is that, console gaming has like faltered to a degree. Even PlayStation, which has unanimously agreed has won the console wars for the last 20 years at this point, isn't growing as much as it is, especially now since we are now getting to a point where in the next 3 to 4 years are going to start wanting to like get people primed now for the eventual release of the PlayStation 6 in 3 to 4 years, maybe 5 years. Because, despite the 1 to 2 years of, insane scalping that happened with the PlayStation 5 that took for that to sort of rectify itself, the PlayStation 5's life cycle has been going on for about 6 years at this point. The PlayStation 4 was 9. Even if we get a year-long extension of that, we're getting up to the end of it. 2030 is probably when they're going to announce the PlayStation 6 or try to release the PlayStation 6 rather, and they're going to announce it beforehand. And it's in that kind of vein of just like $900 is the low end predicted to be the low end of the predictable pricing for the next generation of consoles. And I'm going to be honest with you. You can get a computer for like a $900. It's not going to be the best computer on the planet, but fuck, you can play Call of Duty on potato mode on that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be honest with you. Even with the component shortages that we're having right now and the exploding cost of everything, like even once we get past the oil shortages and the debacle going on in the Strait of Hormuz, and the market regulates itself in the future, we're still looking at consoles being $1,000 that for the average gamer, they're just going to be playing a ball and gun game. They're going to be playing COD or 2K or Madden or Fortnite. And that's it. And outside of like an explosive release like a new Spider-Man or something like that, I can't imagine these ball and gun gamers really wanting to shed $1,000 on a console. I want to remind everybody that the Xbox Series S debuted at $300, the lowest end Xbox Series S that could play all of the modern games at the time and then still kind of can to a degree. $1,000 up from $300. It costs the same amount of money as a Nintendo Switch, my guy. I don't know. I think ultimately we're living in a world where, everybody's money is getting tighter, and we are we are exceedingly existing in a world where, if we're just gonna be real, money's tight. People just do not have it like they used to. And that is, a coalescence of a lot of different reasons. It's the result of like a lot of different, things that have caused it. But not to get into all of those, but people just don't have the money like they used to. And now that we are living in a world where, you know, Bank of America is pushing, and other VC and Wall Street types are pushing games to like be $80 minimum in terms of pricing. Go check out. I believe it's day before yesterday's episode, the last episode we did. It's putting us in a position of, well, like, us as consumers, like, us in a position of like, listen, if I'm gonna spend $1,000 fucking dollars, like, I might as well just go get a fucking computer so I can like use it for, I don't know, I can use it for more than just fucking video games. You know what I mean? Like, it's unfortunate, and it's part of the reason why I'm excited for the Steam machine if that ever comes out, because it's a computer. It's a fucking computer. I mean, it's mainly gonna be used as a console. That's how most people are gonna treat it, but it's a computer. I don't know. Whatever. My point is that like things are gonna get. This is just further, evidence that things are gonna get more difficult with time. Uh, in the gaming space, like financially for us, and I worry that we're going to get to a point where we're going to have to rent compute and rent hardware from like Nvidia or something to be able to play our games and on a subscription basis. And the idea of not owning your hardware is just like, we already don't own our games. That's already gone. Now you're telling me that way I can't own my hardware either? Really? I don't know. Thanks for listening to High Media Headlines for today, May the 20th, 2026. We appreciate your time and your listenership. If you like the show, join our Discord. We got a great community. We'd love to have you. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to High Media TV. I've been your host, Evan from High Media TV, and I will see you guys next time.